Day 8. Shellcodes of the world unite. So let's... Yeah, I should have my t-shirt on, right? Glitch the hacker, clever yet distrusted. Wrote a script with skills finely adjusted. Shellcode magic to his home it would send, where secrets of warfare will he'd carefully penned. Glitch, a skilled but mistrusted hacker, was prepping for a tech conference. He was eager to share his shellcode script that remotely accessed his home system. As he worked, he noticed Mayor Malware's henchmen lurking nearby. They're wasting their time. I don't have anything they want, Glitch chuckled. He didn't realize that hidden in his home system was something they desperately sought. The research paper he wrote on werewolves' defenses. A treasure Mayor Malware was eager to obtain. Okay. So, learning objectives. Grasp the fundamentals of writing shellcode. Generate shellcode for reverse shells. Execute shellcode with Powershell. Yeah, this seems nice, right? So, and also, we don't only have split screen, which is very nice. We can RDP. Makes me happy. And we can minus this horrible thing. But we still have to scroll all the way back for the nth time. So... So, yeah, we'll have to start the VPN and start here and password. And the account name is Glitch. And soon, there we have an IP, just in time. That's nice. 118.133. So, Glitch. I'll just do one thing at a time, so it seems to have connected. There. So now we can actually copy and paste stuff without any problems. Nice. Essential terminologies. A reverse shell to his system so tight he planned to showcase at the tech conference night. Eager to share how his shellcode could impress, he aimed to enlighten, to teach and progress. Before we start, review some important concepts to better help you understand the upcoming content. Shellcode is an advanced topic, but knowing these foundational ideas might make the rest of the material more accessible and engaging. Shellcode. A piece of code usually used by malicious actors during exploits like buffer overflow attacks to inject commands into a vulnerable system, often leading to executing arbitrary commands or giving attackers control over a compromised machine. Shellcode is typically written in assembly language and delivered through various techniques, depending on the exploited vulnerability. PowerShell. A powerful scripting language and command line built into Windows. Who doesn't know what PowerShell is? And we have the problems again. It disconnected. I'll just see if we can reconnect, and we probably won't. We could. It's reconnected. Good. So, who on Try Hack Me doesn't know what Powershell is? To specify my question. A powerful scripting language and command line shell built into Windows for task automation and configuration management. It allows users to interact with system components and widely used by administrators for legitimate purposes. However, attackers awfully use Powershell as a post.
Panda Tongue
Hi,
says.
Panda. Welcome
Good day,
back.
Sophia.
So, how are you? Hope you're great. Attackers often use Powershell as a post-exploitation tool because of deep access to system requests and availability to run scripts directly in memory, avoiding disk-based detection systems. So, Windows Defender, a built-in security feature that detects and
Just
prevents
busy at
malicious
work,
scripts.
helping folks with their lovely computers. How are you? Hey guys.
Yeah, I'm good. I drove my kid to school. I streamed before that too, and then when I got back, how to do the. I actually this morning, I did do the unboxing.
When rot close up.
So this is one thing we have. This is a 20 terabyte drive. So, Windows Defender is a built-in security feature that detects and prevents malicious scripts, including Powershell-based attacks, by scanning code at runtime. Common bypass methods for invading Defender include obfuscating scripts to disguise malicious content, making it harder for the software to recognize known pattern. Another technique is a reflective injection, where malicious code is loaded directly into memory, avoiding detection by signature-based defenses. We will cover the latter one in this task. Nice. Windows API, the Windows Application Programming Interface (API), allows programs to interact with the underlying operating system, giving them access to essential system-level functions such as memory management, file operations, and networking. It serves as a bridge between the application and the operating system, enabling different resource handling. Do I sound like more up than when I was talking about logs? Woo! The Windows API is crucial because many exploitation techniques and malware rely on it to manipulate processes, allocate memory, and execute shellcodes. Common Windows API functions frequently used by malicious actors include virtual alloc, create thread, wait for a single object, which we will also use in the task for exploitation. Yay! Accessing Windows API through Powershell reflection. Windows API via Powershell reflection is an advanced technique that enables dynamic interaction with the Windows API from Powershell. Powershell, I'm like this one though. Instead of relying on precompiled binaries, Powershell reflection allows attackers to call Windows API functions directly at runtime. This will enable them to manipulate low-level system processes, making it primary tool for bypassing security mechanisms, interacting with the operating system, and executing code stealthily. The only thing I have against Powershell really is the naming. I mean, they're like so long, kind of impossible to remember, right? All the names of the commands. Linux is much easier to remember. Reverse shell. A type of connection in which the target, the machine you're trying to hack, initiates a connection back to your attacking machine. In this case, your machine will be the attack box. No, it won't. It will be our Kali machine. So, attacker, victim, reverse shell, exploitation. So, exploitation goes to the victim machine connects back on a listening port. Generating shellcode. But malware minions, sneaky and sly, found his script and gave it a try. They tampered the code, changed port and IP. It was this work with a sinister glee. Let's learn how to generate a shellcode to see what it looks like. To do this, we will use a tool called MSFNM to do a reverse shell. In the text box, open the terminal, enter the command MSFNM, Windows x64, shell reverse TCP host attack box IP port, Powershell. That will generate the shellcode. We're going to change it a tiny bit, and of course use Kali machine. So first, I have 5 minutes, 5 more minutes. So this is not our machine, this is theirs. So come on. No, I have it on the bottom. Some machines, most I have it up here, but we have VMwares here, so then it's easier to have it down here. So let's go MSF Venom. So MSF Venom. So we're not going to use exactly this. We're going to use Windows x64, shell reverse TCP, L host, and this one is 10, 21, 31, 111. And we'll keep 443 there. And we're going to have to change this to Powershell. And I'm thinking let's look at this. I'm thinking of putting it in a file. What are they doing? They're making their own file with it. Probably right. Whatever, let's just do one step at a time. We can just run it. I think is it O to get a file, right? But this is good enough. And we'll save the thing that's when it's finished instead. So maybe this format is kind of good for other stuff too. If we do, for example, C format, or as I had there, Python format, we'll get short lines. Well, this is easier to change if it's all one string. You can just change the format by replacing stuff. Oh, and there are also single zero ones. Okay, so a byte array. The bow command generates a piece of shellcode using MSF Venom. Here's what each part means. P says which payload, and then just the IP import, and the format. This is partial format. Where is actual shellcode? Actual shellcode is the output above, the hex encoded in a byte array. It starts with and so on. The hexadecimal numbers represent the instruction set on the target machine. Computers understand binary zeros, ones and zeros, but hex numbers are a much more human-readable version and shorter. So instead of seeing a long string of ones and zeros, you see something like 0xFC instead. we can execute this shellcode by loading it into memory and then creating a thread for its execution. In this case, we will use Powershell to call a few Windows APIs via C# code. Below is a simple Powershell script that will execute our shellcode. I just have to read again because I'm like, what's C# and Powershell script? I was like, we were using Powershell. Why did it say C#? We'll use Powershell to call via C# code. So we send C# code to Powershell. And this is interesting. So I must say that C# is much nicer than Powershell, much more readable. Let's see. So this is a Powershell script, and the @ here. So all of this is a special kind of string then, in Powershell obviously. Okay. So, it's 18:01, so I'm going to go check with my kid if it's time. I can't really put anything around this. This is what we use ChatGPT for. Use of in PS. In Powershell, syntax to find a here string, which is a multi-line string. Yeah, I assumed, but now we know. It allows you to preserve line breaks, indentations, and special characters within the string. So we can put anything in a string. So like JSON scripts, SQL queries, or obviously C# code line. I'm very interested in how this will work. I'm very, very, very curious about this. So I guess we copy this. And pew, that's a lot of code. We'll break it down. So we're going to go through the code, not saying where to put the file or what do they want to do with it. Executing it. Yeah, let's just put it in a file first. So this is what we have. Come on, there. Wrong programs. So we copied this to a file here, and we haven't saved it yet. We'll see where we'll put it. So, using system runtime interrupt services, vert alloc, DLL import, control32, extend pointer, virtual alloc, IP address to size, FL allocation type, FL protect, and then we have vert alloc, add type vert alloc, and wait for. So most is same, but now we have wait for class, and there's also a set last error true here, and wait for a single object. Spider handle in 32 milliseconds. Wait for. Then we have CRT thread, charset ANSI, create thread, thread attributes, stack size, start address, parameter, creation flags, thread ID. And then we will use these. So byte buffer, here's where we put the shellcode that we just generated with, well, just a bit ago before my baking break. So, and endpoint address, virtual alloc. So I'm looking at the syntax here. And then we have so buff 0 copy here first, right? T handle create thread. So as we can see, this one is simpler, but it also uses here interrupt services. Marshall on these. So system runtime interrupt services. Yeah. And so just the order of it. First we set this buffer, then we get an address for the buffer length and what exactly these were. Allocation type, FL protect. And then there's a copy to buffer to the address, I'm kind of thinking there, the length. And we create a thread with this address. And we get a handle to that. And then we wait for a single object. So wait for what's up there. So let's continue reading. If you're new to cybersecurity, memorizing these functions is unnecessary. Malpresentation doesn't use pre-made and automated tools to run shellcode, so you don't have to know every technical detail. But that's a fun bit, right? To complete the job. No need to worry. The explanation of the code. The script starts by defining a few C# classes. These classes use a DLL import attribute to load specific functions from the kernel 32 DLL, which is part of the Windows API. Virtual alloc. This function creates memory in the process's address space. It's commonly used to scenarios like this to prepare memory for storing and executing shellcode. Create thread. This function creates a new thread in the process. This thread will execute shellcode that is being loaded into memory. Wait for a single object. The function pauses execution until a specific thread finishes its task. In this case, it ensures that the shellcode has completed execution. These classes are then added to Powershell using the add type command, allowing Powershell to use these functions. And since I have not done a lot of Powershell, this is like, but it's kind of logical that we add it, right? Storing the shellcode in a byte array. Next, a script stores the shellcode in a buff variable, a byte array. In the example above, shellcode placeholder is just there to show where you would insert actual shellcode earlier generated through MSF Venue. Usually, you place it you replace it with real shellcode. represented as a series of hexadecimal values. These hex values are instructions that will be executed when the shellcode runs. Allocating memory for the shellcode. The virtual alloc function then allocates a block of memory where the shellcode will be stored. The script uses the following arguments. Yeah, so I've already talked about this, but I'm reading it anyway, okay? 0 for the memory address, meaning that Windows will decide where to allocate the memory. This we didn't know, right? Size. For the size of memory block, which is determined by the length of the shellcode. For the allocation type, which tells Windows to reserve and commit the memory. 40. Memory protection. The memory is readable and executable. Necessary for executing shellcode. After memory is allocated, then marshal copy function copies the shellcode from the buff array to the allocated memory address adder, preparing it for execution. Executing the shellcode and waiting for completion. Once the shellcode is stored in memory, the script calls the createThread function to execute the shellcode by creating a new thread. The thread is instructed to start execution from the memory address where the shellcode is located, adder. The script then uses the wait for single object function, ensuring it waits for the shellcode execution to finish before continuing. This makes sure the shellcode runs completely before the script ends its execution. Time for some action. Executing the shellcode. On the attack box, execute the command. To start a listener, but we're doing 443 instead then, so wait for incoming connection. This command opens a port for the listening. Allow on the attack box or our call VM to receive data once a connection is made. So let's actually add the shellcode before we save it. I still haven't decided where to save it, but we can just copy this there. So when we read it, we noticed this. So let's delete it before we paste, just to make sure it's really there. So I'm just waiting to see what they'll do before I decide where to save it. How useful this will be after. By the way, what we do, of course, we of course, since we have shellcode here, we need to know what on earth is this, right? So then I have a problem. How do I make a comment in Powershell comment, right? I don't think I know that. Okay, yeah, quite logical and nice. So that's good enough for us. So let's do a comment here. And we're going to put our command line so we know what this is. Otherwise we wouldn't remember it, right? So there. Now we know what this is, the buff. Otherwise we would forget it in 2 seconds. So yeah, let's start listening with Netcat. We have another tab already. Oh, right. It's still up though. Let's see, how much time did I really spend? So there's 28 minutes left. So if I had been baking for much longer, it would have been too late. Just double checking that I was really in the right place. This is where they're saying time for some action. Let's start Netcat. So there, it's listening. We haven't even saved the file yet though. On the attack box, begin by navigating to the desktop, right click desktop, create document, then choose empty file. Okay, so desktop on a Linux machine. I'm like, what? I've never. Oh, no. Open a new file and paste the previously provided PowerShell script code into it. Look for the part labeled shellcode placeholder and replace it with the shellcode previously generated by MS of Venom. Once you've added the shellcode, navigate to the attached VM, open PowerShell by clicking PowerShell icon on the taskbar, and paste the part of the code from the document you recently created in the Windows PowerShell window. For example, the first part to copy and paste the block below. So, then paste the line below, replacing the placeholder with the shellcode generator. Continue copying and pasting the lines from the code. Remember, copy one line at a time, paste it, and press enter. Okay, why? Let's see. Why? Note, if your PowerShell terminal unexpectedly closed, it means that the listener was not reachable, possibly because it was not running or was listening on the wrong port or IP. If you've done it properly, the PowerShell terminal, so we're just running it by running one line at a time. That's kind of like, come on, right? We want to have something more fun online. So, if you done it properly, the PowerShell terminal in the VM will look like the screenshot below. So, just running one thing at a time. Once you execute the final line in the PowerShell terminal and press enter, you will get a reverse shell in the attack box, giving you complete access to the computer, even if the Windows Defender is enabled. Now, you can issue any command like issuing dir, which will list all the directories. Regaining access. Now glitch must act. No time to delay. To fix the shellcode and keep foes at bay, he tweaks any codes to set the wrongs right, protecting his secrets with all of his might. Let's dive into the story and troubleshooting the issues in this part of the task. Glitch has realized he no longer receiving incoming connections from his home base. Mayor Malware's minion team seems to have tampered with the shellcode and updated both IP and port, preventing Glitch from connecting. The correct IP address for Glitch is attackbox IP, and the successful connection port should be 4444. Can you help the Glitch identify and update the shellcode with the correct IP and port to restore the connection and reclaim control? Yeah, so you kinda skipped that, right? Since I put my data that I wanted. So yeah, so they're doing 4444 instead, or 1111. They're doing the wrong one on purpose. Oh well. Let's just do it. I'm still deciding on where to save it, so here's where to say copy this. Okie dokie. So, let's actually save it now. So let's call it PS. Let's go to shells, right? Because that's what it does. And let's call it, what do I have? Like, I think I have other PS ones, but they're like different. So PS1 says what it is, so it's partial, we don't need to say that. It's a rev shell, but it's like MSF Venom. That's enough, right? MSF V. We can look inside if we want all the details. Let's do like Win API or something, and then MSFB, because that's the main part of it, right? There. So it will color it now when it has a name. This is slow. What's up? Hello, my little VM. I did click. Oh, I didn't notice that I clicked. So much nicer colors, right? Yeah. So we used this information, and here we have the machine. Let's just open Powershell there. And let's take a few lines at a time, starting with a whole bunch of things, all the way to add type CG thread. So we're just before these. So it thinks that, where it says that Defender won't mind this. So okay. It's taking some time. I didn't click anything. I was thinking of doing it. It's just no hands delay. Yeah, so that's where our paste ended. So this we'll have to click. Then we will copy the next line. So, which is buffer. So, also this doesn't do anything, so we can do 2 lines here. So, come on, I'm trying to tab here. Then we have this one. And there I could have tabbed. So I don't see why not paste them all at the same time, but let's follow their instructions, right? Yeah, it says continue copying the lanes one at a line at a time, and press enter afterwards. So, contains malicious content, has been blocked. Yeah, this is what I kind of expected, right? So Defender did find it. Defender found it. So it might have been that the machine was up 1.5 hours before it did it, and it has updated. That's possible. So let's stop this one and restart the machine. So Defender found it. Defender is good. So only a bit funny that it says that somewhere here that Defender wouldn't find it when the Defender is enabled. So we're just going to stop it and start it again. So terminate. And I just added an hour. And let me click start again. Come on, where's the button? It's probably not popped up yet. There, now it popped up. I should have seen this thing. And we don't wanna use that. Let's hop back to our 963 RDB. That's on another tab. There. So be ready for the new IP address. And this is not a Windows machine, so it should be kind of quick, right? So we have the 1 minute. 20 seconds. 13. And there. So let's give it like a few more seconds here. 80.141. Let's see. This should be enough, right? Alright, of course it's a Windows machine. Yeah. It's this image that made me think it's not a Windows machine because it's a Acme background, probably, right? Did not find anything. So let's run it, but this time a bit quicker, right? Let's not give it an hour before we do it. So again, let's do the first bit. Let's follow its instructions to the dot, you know. So scrolling down, paste. The first block, they call this. And we're going to copy it into this. So it died on us. Doesn't have to be anything wrong. It's just what happens. Up here it just died too. So I did such a thing, very advanced thing, as right clicking, and it didn't paste. And then I tried to paste. So let's go back there. Let's copy this thing. So right clicking, very obvious that it did it right. And now I could paste it with a right click. So my kid said he wants to make gingerbread in a few days. Maybe we'll see tomorrow, maybe. It's nice, especially since it's not been doing a lot of stuff except for the computer. But it's very nice. So, one line at a time. So, end of line this time, not the new line. I'm not bringing it. So we send it manually. There. So click in. I'm gonna wait a bit now because I want to make sure that it doesn't already on this React. That should be done. So it's getting some extra time now. Now we do the virtual alloc. Oh, I clicked Windows button instead of Control by mistake. Let's do that. And hi, welcome
John
in.
Rosemary says, hello.
So I think that my copy and paste failed. Copy. There. 2 times. So we're doing Advent of Cyber. How are you? Hope everything's good. There. I'm going the graphical way here now. Should have copied it, really?
Msfinim. Translated from Slovak.
Yeah. So this is following their instructions. We're not running a script. We're pasting one line at a time for some reason. So let's finish it. It's finished. So then we go to the next one. And now we're actually creating the thread. And then the wait for, we're not running that, which is as if we will have time. Well, it doesn't say anything special, it just says paste one line at a time. So we're pasting one line at a time. Create thread. And then we're going back. And we might as well look here, right? So since it's not a script that's going to finish, there's really no reason to put the last one there. Yeah, so let's, before we do, let's run the last line just to make sure. But let's get this flag first, right? So there's the flag. Oh, they even have type in there too. So we don't even have to type. So let's just right click. No, I make that mistake sometimes, thinking I'm in Windows when I see a Windows prompt, right? Or in a DOS prompt. So it may take the flag around a minute to appear. Okay, let's just hop over there then. So we're in user's glitch, so we just need to go into desktop. No? Well, it shouldn't be key sensitive, so. No, my god. I mean, I have problems there. I'm hopping between them. So the flag should appear here. Apparently. The flag may take around a minute to appear. Oh well. So type flag.txt. It's Still nothing there. I guess we'll just stare, and we can't arrow up, so. Still nothing. Let's by the way check. Let's put the last command there because it's still I'm. Why? Maybe we should tell them then if you leave your computer and go baking in the middle of it, you will end up getting caught by Defender, right? No paste. Copy. Paste. So that shouldn't do anything for us now. So the reason I didn't do that is because it's already stopped. It's not like it's going to end the script. So, what do you think? So this is what the text says. What is a flag once a glitch gets reverse shell? Oh, needs to be 4444. So maybe it's actually checking then. We can do that. We can just change it. Let's quickly done. Let's just do 4444. And I'm not gonna save that one anywhere. I like my 443. So let's so we're listening, and let's go back and see. It might just have been slow, right? So let's do another dare. No, maybe it's really only once 4444 then. So, by the way, all the lines are in here already, except for my new paste, right? So, we can open another. Let's see. Why not? Come on, I'm arrowing up. You should remember all the lines, please. Only the last one. Well, okay, let's abort the other one. We don't need our two running. Right? Just thought it would be fun to have them both. So still just one line. We'll just have to copy stuff. So now, before doing anything, I'm Control S. Then I'm trying to scroll here. Yeah, it's end. So it is all empty. We paste. This is the one with the port. I'm not going to save this one. Then we copy. And by logic, it shouldn't do anything until there. And by logic, why? I'm just doing it all, right? So let's just do it all. This is now pasted. So see if that worked. It doesn't seem to have done anything though. Maybe I need to like click there for it to actually start executing. So, let's see. Nothing yet, at least. I thought of that we'll have to make a file for it too, right? Yeah, so the antivirus blocked it again. So, let's try just putting the steps in and just a new prompt. But I'm kind of thinking that is, as I said before, I think the reason is that it might have updated. We'll see. We will see. This is the test. So we're pasting that. Yeah. I did Control V this time instead of right click because it fixed, it worked before. So something went wrong. Apparently it can paste. Oh, it's already much. Time is much. There. So then we do the. It's laggy, a bit laggy. That's the next line. So there, giving some extra time by waiting. So copy. I'm really trusting the paste here now when I select all the stuff before, right? So let's not do that again, just to make sure. So I'm like, did I miss a line? But it's this line that's not actually just one line here. So it looks... Yeah, so this shouldn't be even necessary because we already have this. Now we're on the right part. So let's go to desktop and there this. And here we have a flag. So we need to go to the right port for it to work. So let's type flag, just flag.txt. So got my access back. So there. If we're learning more of this aviation shellcode, have I done this room? No? So let's put it kind of high on the list, right? It's a bit interesting that some of the times we got, we got actually stopped. So it all depends. So if we do it slower, one line at a time with a pause, then it works. We should be able to just put that in a script, right? Just do one thing, wait a bit. So we have day 9 already, but I'm thinking we were done 2 days today. And this is so much fun.